So many people believe basking in happiness can cause you to lose your motivation. So I think our next guest can prove that wrong. Ed Mylett joins us this morning to talk about how we can achieve something he calls blissful dissatisfaction. And first of all, thank you so much for coming in. I'm a huge fan of what you talk about, achieving greatness in life and getting ahead in life.
Thank you.
So you are the real deal, I like to say. You're the top 50 wealthiest under the age of 50. You have 1.6 million followers on Instagram, which is amazing because you're not an actor or in a band, right?
Not even close.
And you have some pretty high-level friends. So how do you keep motivated? You seem to have it all. How do you keep motivated and keep trekking forward?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I think the happiness thing too, unhappiness, the more I travel, the more I speak, I feel it's almost become like an epidemic.
It is
I mean people that should be much happier. You know, they live in the United States, live in the greatest country in the world.
Right.
Even our poorest folks aren't poor usually compared to the rest of the world. But I think the reason that I can kind of stay motivated is, I think a formula for happiness in your life, at least for me, has been kind of figuring out what your giftedness is. And using that gift in the service of other people. And so we're all born, every single human being's been born with some kind of a gift. It could be your intellect, your humor, your beauty, your nurturing ability, how much you care, your patience, your work ethic, kindness, intensity, passion, right? So if you can uncover in your life, kind of figure out what are these 2 or 3 things are kind of my gifts, and then figure out how to use those gifts in the service of others. And so for me, you know, material things, a jet, a car, a house, people say that stuff doesn't make you happy. And that's a lie, right? It's like, of course, a jet makes you happy, right? Of course it
does, yes.
Anybody's ever bought a new pair of shoes or got a great looking suit?
Let's break it down to the bottom line here.
Of course it makes you happy. Of course it does. However, it doesn't make you fulfilled. And it's fleeting. And so, of course, we should try to get material things and success because it does make us happy. But what fulfills us long term, which sustains us, is doing something great for other people, to be in the service of others. And so for me, I want to be blissfully dissatisfied, meaning I want to be blissful, I want to be happy, but I also want to maintain a level of dissatisfaction. People conflate these things. I think being satisfied is happiness. It's not. They're 2 totally different things. So you can be happy and at the same time be dissatisfied between what you know you're capable of and what you're currently achieving. That kind of incongruency pulls you to do better.
What can people do to be happier on a daily basis?
Be intentional about it. And so for most people, you have like an emotional home. And you know, there's different emotions, right? There's happiness, joy, peace, ecstasy. There's also anger, fear, anxiety. And you get 2 or 3 of these emotions every day. It's your home. So your home could be anxiety, worry, fear, or your home can be peace and bliss. For most of us, we don't choose those emotions. They were given to us as a kid, and we model them. We kind of saw our parents have them. And so what you do is you filter the world to get you that particular emotion. And so just begin to be more intentional about the emotions you want. And when these negative ones start creeping on, be aware of them. Awareness over something, it loses its power over you. So you go, I'm doing it again. I'm worrying again. I've got anxiety again. Step out of it again, and then flood yourself with gratitude. If you can constantly searching for things you're grateful for in your life, there's this thing in your brain called the reticular activating system. It's a filter. It finds for you that which you seek. So it's like if you bought a new car, a new blue Honda, all of a sudden you're on the freeway. What do you see? Blue Hondas literally everywhere. They could be 3 lanes over, wrong side of the road. You see them. So if you could program that part of your brain to find things you're grateful for, you'll see them everywhere.
We're out of time. He's going to be back next hour. We're going to be talking about success and everything to do with getting ahead in life. In 20 seconds, can you tell me what you do every day that's consistent in your life that you're happy about?
I do. I do. I wake up every morning and I have a gratitude exercise I do.
Okay.
I ask myself some questions. Who loves me? Who do I love? What am I grateful for? What am I working on right now? What am I most excited about? And I just flood myself for a minute with that. Then I look for it all day long.
Wow, that is amazing. Yeah. No wonder 50,000 people come to see you speak.
That's cool.
All right, EdMylett.com. We'll have him back in next hour. You won't want to miss him. All right, are you really working hard? Some people believe that they are going above and beyond from their career to their personal lives. Joining us now, motivational speaker Ed Mylett to talk about and how to enhance your life. He is a rock star in his own right, 1.6 million followers on Instagram, so you're kind of the king of social media. You understand all that. You also speak all around the world, you said, to 50,000 people in some cases. Is there any kind of one message, I know this is kind of broad, but that you can tell corporations and individuals really that applies to everyone?
Yeah, if there's one thing, I would say that your life, the results you're going to get in your life are going to be consistent with your identity.
Okay.
So your identity is like the thoughts, beliefs, concepts, the worth that you hold to be true about yourself. And so in your life, you're really not going to get any more happiness, income, business success than you believe your identity is. It's almost like a thermostat sitting on that wall over there. It sets the temperature for your life. So if you're a 75-degreer of money or happiness, if life starts to get going pretty good, you're at 85, 90, 95 degrees. Have you ever noticed unconsciously over time, you kind of cool your life right back down to what you believe you're worth?
Okay.
The reverse is also true. If things start going poorly, you kind of find a way over time in life to heat things back up to where they used to be. So the key thing in life, if you want more happiness, more abundance, more money, whatever it is, you got to raise that identity because you're always going to be consistent with it. It's not the external stuff like in this room. If a bunch of hot air blew in here, that thermostat cools the room back down to that regulated temperature, right? That's how your identity is in your life. And so you can get all the tools and tips and tactics in the world, but if you don't change that identity, you're not going to change your life.
I mentioned working hard in your intro there, and we all know that you have to work really hard to succeed in life. And you have an interesting take on, are you really working hard? Do you think you are compared to others?
Yeah, I do. And I tell you that at the world-class level, there's this new adage out there in the world says, you don't have to work harder, work smarter, which is complete BS. At the highest levels, everybody works smart. Everybody's got a good idea. Everybody's got a good product. The separator is how hard you work, especially if you've already got a great idea. And I had this thing recently where this guy was following me around for about a week, and he said, I thought I worked hard, but now I see your pace. And then I worked out at the gym with him. He's a fitness guy like Chris Powell. And I said, well, I thought I trained hard compared to what you do. I'm nothing. And so it's always compared to what? Is it compared to a world-class level or just compared to the 5 or 6 people you work around every day, right? Or compared to what you're capable of? Then how hard are you working?
I wanted to also ask you about criticism. Everybody's on social media. Everybody likes to take shots at other people, and some people take it really personal and get down about that. What do you tell people about accepting criticism or dealing with it?
Yeah, first thing is what everybody thinks about you is none of your business. And here's the truth, even though you might get a text or some negative comment on a post, most people aren't thinking about you. They're thinking about what you're thinking about them most of the time. And it's the #1 addiction in the world right now is the addiction to other people's approval. It's one of the real insidious things. There's a lot of good things about technology and social media, but a big negative is we become addicted to people's approval, likes, comments, things of that sort. And so that's actually a symptom though. A symptom of the disease of you don't feel good about yourself. And because you don't feel good about yourself, you seek approval from other people. Success and happiness is an eternal game. And if you could just begin to work and love yourself and believe in yourself more, you'll be much less inclined to be addicted to what other people think about you. That's the disease.
How do you get beyond that when you go on social media and somebody takes a shot at you that you don't like?
Well, for me, and I like those, some of them are feedback, right? I think you have to distinguish in your life between what at all, but sometimes feedback is valuable to getting better, to make improvements. So I try to distinguish between both those things.
You also have a podcast and you interview a lot of really important, successful people, athletes, celebrities, people who have really achieved high status in life. What is the one thing that you notice that they all have?
They all have that higher identity. They believe they deserve to win. They believe they deserve to get the results. And mainly that identity is founded in the work, as you asked about earlier. Because there's this thing for most of us that if we believe we're doing things other people aren't willing to do, we believe we deserve to get things other people aren't going to get. And so these athletes, their work ethic shapes that identity. Or these entertainers or business people where they think, I deserve this, I'm worth this. That's the #1 way to shift that identity. So that's a great question. The work and the identity are actually related to each other.
You have a new book out called Max Out. What's the point you're trying to get across with that?
To max out your life, to get the most out of every area of your life that you get in life. You don't get what you want. You don't even always get your goals. You get your standards. And so what's the standards you set for yourself and your family and your happiness and your business? And for me, it's maxing out. It's that ultimate compared to what I'm capable of. All you can ask of yourself in this life, and you've heard this when you're a little boy or a little girl, is to do your actual best. So whether I'm in the gym or I'm working or we're doing this interview, I want to max out the experience. So my standard isn't good or great. It's a maxed out standard to get the most out of everything I do, because I think you get your standard.
It has been such a pleasure talking to you. Mylett.com. You can find him anywhere. And the good part about this is after the show today, I'm going to interview him some more. So we'll play some of his great inspiration throughout the next couple of months. So thank you for coming to Arizona to be on Good Morning Arizona. It's been a real pleasure.
My honor, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.